On Sunday morning, the Mufti Mohammed Said-led government in partnership with the BJP will be sworn in Jammu and Kashmir. It literally is history in the making, and as you can see in those shots, Mufti Mohammed Said met with the Prime Minister today, and that hug sealing negotiations that have gone on for more than 2 months. It's taken 2 months since the election verdict for this unlikely alliance. Some are calling it historic, some are questioning whether it will be sustainable because of the deep ideological divide. But 2 months of strenuous negotiations between Hasib Drabu of the PDP and the BJP senior leader Ram Madhav, who together have co-written what they're calling an agenda for alliance. Significantly, this agenda has not yet been officially released. It will be done so only after the swearing in, perhaps because they anticipate the fierce scrutiny that the agenda and its wordings will be subjected to. Well, joining us now is the one man who has been working tirelessly for the last 2 months, co-writing with the PDP this agenda for alliance, reaching a consensus between two completely opposed, ideologically opposed party. Congratulations, Ram Madhav ji. It's a big day for you, a big day for the PDP, and indeed a historic day for Jammu and Kashmir. But let me ask you, what is the biggest political significance of these two ideologically divergent parties such as yours coming together?
It was a very tough 2 months negotiations we had in the last couple of months. But let me be honest, on both sides, from our side as well as from the PDP side, we showed extreme restraint, we showed positivity, we showed understanding of each other's concerns, but we both kept the interest of the people, of the state and of the country above everything else. And that's the reason why, although it was a difficult negotiation, we could finally arrive at a common minimum program.
Yes, but let me ask you, Mufti Mohammed Said told me in an interview that connecting the PDP and the BJP was like bringing together the North Pole and the South Pole. He's called it a war of nerves. Give us a sense of exactly where the difficulty was, how difficult it was.
No, the significance lies in the fact that both parties have respected the mandate that people gave in the last elections, decided to find a common ground on issues of difference, and try and give a good and stable government to the state. It's true that we have major differences. I would say, like how Mufti Sahab also had said earlier, we hold diametrically opposite views on certain very important political matters. Nevertheless, we both realized that it is important for us to come together in the interest of the state and in the larger interest of the country and find a common ground on those very important national issues, political issues, which we did in the last 2 months. In the exercise that we undertook in the last 2 months, we tried to arrive at a common understanding on issues. And finally, we succeeded in reaching this stage where a government is about to be put in place in a couple of days from now.
Ram Madhav ji, on Article 370 specifically, as a BJP leader with an RSS background, how will you explain your shift to your core constituency, to your voters? Now, we are aware that the PDP's demand was that the present constitutional status of Jammu and Kashmir should be maintained, and the BJP has accepted that according to our information. How will you explain this shift on Article 370, given that in your manifesto in 2014, you clearly spoke about abrogating or scrapping this article?
Yeah, as I said, we have always held different opinions on that issue. Whereas the PDP wanted strengthening of 370 to the extent of getting self-rule, we always held the position that it needs to be abrogated. This was the ideological or political position we were holding, that I already said. And we also acknowledge the fact that we hold different views on this issue. But because of a very peculiar mandate that we got in the state, keeping the larger interest of the state and country in mind, we took a decision on that, how to handle it. And this is not the first time that such a decision was taken by us. Even when Vajpayee ji was Prime Minister, in the larger interest of the country, a particular stand was taken by the party for the sake of giving good governance to the country.
Now, you speak of larger interests determining the shift on Article 370. Would it then be fair to say, Ram Madhavji, given this alliance, that the Article 370 debate is a closed chapter now for the BJP, or could you revisit it at some point in the future when politics changes again?
What we actually said about Article 370, you will get to know on the 1st when the CMP is released.
Okay, we will wait till then. But are you worried about a backlash in any case from your core constituency, from your core voter, who will most likely accuse you of shifting on key ideological positions? They will accuse you of compromising on them.
As I said, if compromise was the way, we would have had a government 2 months ago. No compromise was made by either party. It was a long drawn negotiation only to find a common ground, not compromise.
Okay, let me go on to the other area of contention and concern between the two of you, the Armed Forces Special Powers Act, the AFSPA debate. Now, we know from our own sources that the alliance that you have co-written with Mr. Drabu of the PDP has decided to replace gradually the military with the police or the paramilitary in areas where the security assessment shows a distinct improvement. This is a shift, Ram Madhavji, in the BJP position that had backed AFSPA. Are you confident that you will get the army on board for what this alliance agreement is proposing?
First of all, what you hear need not be true. First of all, you will know after 48 hours as to what exactly is the position of the common minimum program or the coalition government on the issue of AFSPA or many other issues. So, it's right now only speculation. All that is being said about these issues is based on speculation. I would say, again I would reiterate, that we have kept the interest of the country, of the people of Jammu and Kashmir uppermost in our minds when we took any view on any of these issues. When I say that, it includes the view of the parties, but also the view of various other stakeholders, including the army, including the government, everybody's view is kept in mind before arriving at an understanding and a common position.
Okay. Ram Madhavji, talk a little bit about the external dimension of this political moment in Jammu and Kashmir. We know, and Mufti Mohammed Saeed has said this very openly in interviews to me and others, that he wants your, he wants your party and the government in Delhi to pursue a reconciliation process with Pakistan. He wants the dialogue back on track. Now, is it just coincidence that a few days right after this J&K government has been formed, we've seen the foreign secretary headed to all the SAARC countries, including Pakistan, that announcement coming before the government formation? How will BJP's Pakistan policy be influenced by being a partner in the J&K government?
International relations are the domain of the union government. All others can have views, can help the union government in international relations area, which every government, every state government does. If it is concerning their state, like if it is Bangladesh, the West Bengal state government will help the union government in international relations, in bilateral relations with Bangladesh. It's like that. States have a limited role. It's the domain of the union government.
But speak honestly, do you not see an impact on the Pakistan policy inevitably, given the very, very strong and vocal position that the PDP has on it, and given that you will now be a partner for the very first time in the government in Jammu and Kashmir?
As I said, foreign policy, whether it is with Pakistan or with any other country, is completely the prerogative of the union government. All other institutions, state governments and all, will definitely help, advise, suggest, give opinions.
Ram Madhavji, the PDP was very clear. One of its conditions was it wanted an outreach with Kashmiri separatists. Interestingly, Arun Jaitley, speaking in Parliament just yesterday, spoke of the previous dialogue that had taken place between L.K. Advani during the Vajpayee government and the Hurriyat conference. Can we expect a fresh outreach from the centre to the Hurriyat?
What is our position on that, you will get to know 48 hours from now when CMP is out.
Yes, that CMP is of course going to be out on Sunday afternoon after the swearing in. Ram Madhavji, what would you identify as your biggest area of disagreement and difference in these 2-month-long negotiations that you've held with the PDP?
Several. As I said, political issues were the most contentious ones. And when you talk about political issues, you only talk about 370, Afsapa and probably Hurriyat, but there are a couple of other issues where PDP has traditionally had a very strong view. But on all those issues, the general approach was to keep the larger interest of giving a stable government to the state in mind and show accommodativeness and be positive in our approach. And I believe that at the end of the day, we could come to an excellent understanding on all these issues.
Now, talking a little bit about the concessions that the PDP will have to make, as you said, what is the assurance that your party has got on your demand for a special package for refugees from West Pakistan or your demand for the delimitation of constituencies?
You will see all that in our Common Minimum program.
So the suspense remains till Sunday afternoon. But Ram Madhavji, some leaders on both sides, both in the PDP and the BJP, have said that this alliance is not a political meeting of minds. In fact, it's not a conventional political alliance at all. They've dubbed it to be a governance alliance. Do you see it that way? Do you see it as less political and more a framework for governance?
Certainly it is a governance alliance, there is no doubt about it.
Yes.
But when two political parties come together, there is some amount of political accommodation also. Without that, you cannot have any government. So it has a component of political accommodation in it, but without any compromises by either side. But it is, yes, majorly a governance and development alliance. This alliance is for development of the state of Jammu and Kashmir.
Okay.
Lot of major portion of our CMP talks about various developmental agenda issues.
Okay, can we expect to see the PDP as part of the NDA government at the centre?
No, right now we have not discussed anything about these issues.
Okay. Now, when the verdict came, the BJP MLAs were talking about staking a claim to chief ministership. Previous models have also seen rotating chief ministers between different parties. Was that considered at all, or there was no dispute over who will be chief minister and for how long?
Mufti Mohammad Saeed Saab will be the chief minister.
Okay, that's very categorical. And the deputy chief minister will be from the BJP?
Obviously.
And can we say that it will be Nirmal Singh, the senior BJP leader, who is to be the next deputy chief minister of the state?
We are working on our cabinet arrangement. And yes, Nirmal Singh is our senior most leader.
Okay. So almost confirming there, though not quite, that Nirmal Singh will be the deputy chief minister and Mufti Mohammad Saeed will remain chief minister for 6 years. Ram Madhavji, let me ask you towards the end. The party's ideological mentor was Shyama Prasad Mukherjee, who had famously opposed Article 370, saying that ek desh mein do nishan, do pradhan aur do vidhan nahi chalenge. Now, from that to this is a very long journey for the BJP. How much pressure did you face from within the BJP, from within the Sangh Parivar?
No, there were obviously pressures on both parties, leadership of both parties. I can understand. Yes, there were pressures on us also. But why was the pressure there in the first place? It was to ensure that we, on the one hand, we give a good government to the state. On the other hand, we make sure that the peace, integrity of the country, unity within the state, three regions, Jammu, Srinagar and Jammu Valley and Ladakh, there is a kind of equal treatment, unanimity, unity within the state.
Yes.
These were the concerns. So
okay.
Naturally the pressure was on us to ensure that these concerns are well taken care of.
Okay, let me ask you finally, Ram Madhavji, would you say, and you come from the RSS and you're now a senior leader of the party, would you say that the RSS is on board with this alliance and with obviously the fact that neither party could actually stick to its historic ideological positions?
We have taken the opinion, blessings, support of all the stakeholders, both within the party, within the parivar, within the country also. When it comes to a very important state like Jammu and Kashmir, you have to take into account views of various other stakeholders, institutions. We have taken the support and opinion of all those stakeholders. And for us, our party president and prime minister, their support and their views also matter the most important for us. We have taken the support and views of all of them before arriving at this final common minimum program.
Well, I think you in particular, as a key negotiator for the BJP, has every reason to be both relieved and happy looking ahead to that swearing in of the Mufti Mohammed Saeed-led government in partnership with the BJP being part of that government for the very first time in Jammu and Kashmir. A big day for the state and for both parties. Ram Madhav, key negotiator of the BJP, thank you so much for joining us. All right, we'll be taking a quick break now, and on the other side, the rest of the day's news.